know, the Korean import that's come in under Faker, who's been in the Challenge League for so long, but he's really starting to build a legacy here. It is only the start of the split as we get into pick and ban. Let's have a look how he does it again today. Red side first pick here for Fnatic. Quick note is NAVI, they're going to be on blue going second.
Let's not forget that Poby is going up against the man that did replace him. Vladi supposed to be the improvement to the man in the mid lane. We'll see if Fnatic can leverage some of those improvements. They are very much looking for a win today. It looks like Yunara going to be taken off the board. Nico alongside that. Vi, the target towards Razork, limiting his early game impact with the Jace removed as well from the side of NAVI. Malphite still available. The Sylas ban very much leading towards a Malphite first pick. The question is, does NAVI play it? Because by Fnatic banning away the Sylas, they are telling NAVI that if you do not ban the Malphite right now, and if you do not pick it, we're 100% going to take it away from you.
There it goes. It seemed like a must-have, a must-do, and Fnatic have other options.
This is a very big tell to all of the LEC teams now that NAVI is not a Malphite team, or at least not currently, because the fact that they're choosing to ban it on the blue side, I say that they're on right of first selection. Gets me every time.
I know.
First pick is on the side of Fnatic. It's
I thought you were taking me somewhere else there, bro.
No, it's my fault. I got baited.
I literally introduced it as like Fnatic at first pick.
That's
it's
my fault.
because you don't listen to me.
No,
it is your fault. You're right.
It's 100% my fault. I'm talking as if NAVI has the first pick.
A good one.
Old school mindset of mine.
I know. You've spent 15 years.
Yes,
15 years looking at the same pick and ban, and now it's changed.
My apologies.
All right. So where do you want to go here? Because Kazade just got locked in. Rumble on the other side. I mean, I'm surprised there's no Azir yet. Azir has kind of been like that first pick option here in the LEC.
Well, I feel like Poby, one of the criticisms levied towards him was that he kind of only has a set number of champions, but it feels like that pocket of champions seems to get through every single draft. And in the best of one scenario...
He's got Orianna here.
Yeah, he's got Orianna, he's got Talia, he's got Ryze, he's got plenty of options available. So even if the Azir is taken away from him, I think he feels pretty comfortable in the direction that he can go. Samdi going to be grabbing the Varus for himself, which means that already a bit of range. Poor Maynter though, his third Cassante game.
I realize, but he has looked pretty good on it, pretty stellar.
Absolutely. He got bullied a little bit by Nako's Renekton yesterday, but he was still able to have impact in the later fights.
As he did in the first game as well. I feel like getting reliability out of the top laner as well is going to help that mid that we talked about thrive. In the meanwhile, there is that Azir locked in, so options into it have been the Anivia. I know we're talking about champion pool here for Poby. I don't know how deep it's going to thrive, as Jarvan alongside means we've got a hot pot from Fnatic. How hot is it going to be on Navi's side?
Well, this makes Orianna a little bit scary, just because, as we know, once that flash is gone for Ori, she becomes a prime target for things like the Azir-Jarvan combo.
Jarvan loves immobile mages as well as AD carries, so... The
question is how confident is Poby... Oh, please lock in the Akali. I would absolutely love an Akali.
Hold. Oh, yes.
Yes, we're getting to see Poby's Akali. Oh, I've been so eager to talk about this champion ever since the introduction of, or the reintroduction of Gunblade. I think this champion has become so good. She is such a monster in the side lane. Has a lot of backline threat, and against the champions right now, there's not a lot of lockdown to keep this very mobile carry or prevent her from getting onto your backline.
This will be the third ever game that Poby has played on Akali in his professional career, from what I can see here. Obviously, the Azirs, the Orianna's Victors are at the top of the threshold, but 2 games, 1 win, 1 loss from his Akali in his previous sessions over in the LCK Challenger / LCK. Let's see how he fares on it. Now we go through pick and bans again as Rhilech loses that jungler he flourished on day 1. Sivir gone alongside as NAVI get rid of a scaling AD carry. Already some good scaling coming out of the mid lane of Fnatic, and I guess they want to get rid of some of the options that can try and survive this Varus lane, or at least outscale it.
I think it's pretty cool that Rhilech is already drawing these target bans, things like the Kiana, earning that level of respect. Ambessa still up if he wants to bring that back around. Let's see what else Rhilech has cooked up for us, though. I think that when you're playing an Akali, you've got to remember that she concedes a lot of pressure in the early laning phase. She's really not a champion until she gets that level 6 and she gets more points in her queue. So you need some sort of jungler that can provide, at the very least, some sort of power if you want to contest any of these early Scuttle crabs.
I was going to say, what's left? Things like the Vi, is that going to facilitate? Like Xin Zhao, Neferi right now being considered. It's a good mention there, Betty. What power are they going to find?
Someone is very excited. Really... Zehen is what they want to see in the jungle.
Is it going to be jungle? Yes, of course. We've already got a top lane, so... Question, Gonna be answered. We go back. That person's very upset. We got 5 more games. Hold out, my friend. You're on a canoe. There's only a bit of water for now.
Okay, well, Fnatic looking to round out their bot lane. The Corki, I think, makes a ton of sense. One of the strongest kind of laning AD carries that you have left in the meta. Pair that alongside all manner of supports. I think that if you want something to help mitigate a lot of the mobility, I mean, the Poppy ban was fantastic from Navi. Braum and Alistar are kind of the two that I think next come in line. It looks like Fnatic going for the Alistar. Seems to be kind of a Lospa comfort, as this is his 3rd Alistar game so far here in the LEC. But naturally, when you lock in that Alistar, there are a lot of ranged supports that can really bully out that opposition.
With the Varus as well, that pairing in the 2v2. Range galore.
Like, Bard as a champion, very strong right now, naturally, but in the context of this composition, I feel like that, like, when I think about what it does, I prefer the Rakan, just because when you think about what a Bard does, it kind of puts someone in stasis, which kind of sucks for the Akali. Akali and Ambessa want to be leveraging the chaos of a team fight, utilizing their mobility, having a lot of things happen fast, whereas the ultimate from a Bard will kind of freeze everything for a moment and allow everyone to regroup and reset. I think a Rakan synergizes nicely with things like an Ambessa and Akali, because once they go in, Rakan is right there with them, giving them that extra access to threaten that backline, put pressure onto both the Azir and the Corki. And also, these are just great champions that, let's say, Kasante's sitting in the side lane with the Rumble, they can easily set up a trap, shadow that side lane, maybe look for a pick, and basically have pressure all over the map. As Fnatic, this time around, going for a much more traditional teamfight comp. We've seen this multiple times now, very objective focused. And again, a similar question to what we've been having this weekend is how well can NAVI play through the side lanes? Can they gain advantages in this Akali with this Ambessa to be able to actually put pressure on these side laners? Can they win out on these early skirmishes? Because these champions are designed for the 2v2s, the 1v1s, the 3v3s.
Well, so we're about to go into our first game of the night here to start rounding out week 1 of the LEC. It's Navi that sit on top with Giant and Movistar Koi. A 2-0 start. Fnatic, their hardest opponent yet. But if they get a win here, they will be atop of the scoreboard to end out our very first week of LEC Versus. What a feat it would be for this new organization in our league, and what a feat it would be for Fnatic to stomp them down. After Fnatic have had some turbulent waters so far at the start of our split. Beat lost for Tones, but then lost to SK. Not sure about the feel of this team yet, Betty. Oh,
absolutely. I mean, it's always difficult to judge how strong a team is with the best of 1 format. But that's part of the fun, in my opinion, that you can make these sort of grand, what's the word? Over-exaggerations? That's not what I'm looking for.
Over-exaggerations will do, though, won't it?
But yeah, the idea behind Navi and Fnatic is that we don't really have a strong idea of the level of these teams. But Navi does seem to be ramping up, and I do feel that we're seeing a degree of consistency that I wasn't expecting from them. Meanwhile, I am super excited, as mentioned, for Poby's Akali. I really love the champion right now. The Gunblade introduction, I think, has made the champion much, much better. I think it does very well into many of the meta champions as well. And Poby's just been super impressive to me. Yesterday, his performance was really, really good. And so far already this split, you can see he's having a massive impact.
As you expect from the GOAT. Best KDA in the league so far as well. That Akali trading already off the hook as Vladi ran into him. You saw on our screen. Nice small trade. Runs it back. Jungles, Vedi, I know you always have an interest. Pathing down, as you'd also expect. And with Sam D and Parus having a nice shove in here, reaching level 2 first as well. It might give options for Rhilech to think about a dive here, but then again, seeing an Ambessa early with long cooldowns, the windows seem minimal.
That jungle clear speed looks so satisfying.
It is good though, isn't it? Yeah.
Just melts through the Raptors. Jarvan going to be a little bit behind, but shouldn't be that detrimental. Navi though, pressure in all 3 lanes.
Yeah.
I kind of expected the Rumble to get a little bit more push on the top side, but Maynter able to get that early shove out means that there's a lot of freedom for Rhilech to kind of do what he wants. I'm also noticing the sorcery second rune choice from Poby. Typically, you'll see more of that defensive when you're going up against ranged
like
matches in
biscuits
particular.
And stuff,
Well, no, so you kind of take the second wind, so you can have that passive regeneration along with the gaining additional health as minions die over time. Sure. Going for sorcery gives you just a little bit more damage and skirmishing power in the laning phase, a little bit more haste.
More scaling as well. Side note, Parus getting deep vision. Rhilech is on his way, but just spotting out this blue take that's now concluded. Lospa is thinking about a face check as well, but SamD holds all for the Scuttle Crab that now spawns at 255, which means we get a little bit more early action. Razork gets whomped for half his HP. Rhilech is now out of cooldowns.
Oh, this is very scary though.
Parus is going to look for the engage first, finds it nice onto Razork. Rhilech is kind of isolated in the 1v2. Flag and drag, a Scuttle does go down in the end. Rhilech looking for the follow-up as well. Razork in a bit more trouble if there's a further engage, but Parus won't take that edge, and Vladi was ready, standing by.
Vladi did a good job of making it difficult for Poby to join the fight. He had a nice stacked wave and he was chipping away at Poby's HP bar to prevent him from joining the skirmish. But the fact that the crab did end up going down in favor of Razork.
Oh, but we're doing it again, aren't
we? Wait, he cannot do. I guess he does have push on the top side. Supports are making their way up though.
But there is a red buff here from Rhilech, so Razork stays in long enough, there's trouble. Empyros is going to be here first with a Scuttle. That's going to help Razork get the smite, so 1-for-1 in Scuttle. And even trade in the end as it's just back to Gromp topside camps.
Yeah, mistake on my end. I thought that it was actually Razork that secured that bottom camp, but it was Rhilech.
Cab.
So, crab. I thought crab and camp, and
you got cab.
Yeah, I got cab.
Okay. A 1-for-1 in the end. Vladi walks up. Nice from Poby. Takes a turret shot, so it evens out a little bit, but trades have been going surprisingly well.
He's doing very, very well. He's really leveraging the electrocute proc. That's kind of how you have to play these lanes.
Yeah.
If you just let the Azir slap away at you with the soldiers, then you're passively going to lose a lot of HP, and he's not giving him any course. Meanwhile, Empyros dropping the Ignite on the top lane.
Yep.
He is still quite a ways away from level 6. Maynter should be very aware of this, so he's probably not in fear of his life just yet. Jungle presence is what you've got to be cautious of, but you have to imagine that the communication between the junglers is that, hey, Jarvan's likely on the bot side of the map, so you don't have to worry about him.
It's just every Electro Harpoon that lands, though, that does put me a bit on edge. Especially when you're close to overheating and then 2 autos and he's dead. But you're going to back away for now. Remember, again, TP's not going to come until that role quest is completed by Empyros. So I think just staying in the brush for now, you can see on your minimap in that top lane, waiting for the wave to crash back in. Maynter does have that advantage, but his TP actually already used, as I say that. He went back and got the Negatron cloak, so if he gets shoved out here by any means, there's that cooldown you have to pay attention to. That would delay him getting back to lane.
Now, Poby's about to hit level 6. Rhilech is hovering around mid lane, doesn't have level 6 himself, but Vladi is very uncomfortable about overextending in this lane. Looks like Rhilech choosing to back off, realizing that there's not much of a play to happen here now that Vladi has hit that level 6 mark. Bot lane for NAVI continues to hold the push, but overall it is a small gold advantage for NAVI, being built up kind of in mid and top as the solo laners are finding small gold leads.
Angle, Parus does find a knock-up. Good disengage from Lospa, turns it into a trample. SamD's damage right now, as you were saying, I mean, it's just so good. Stepping up to Lospa, who's got nothing in the tank. The Q comes out, SamD close to a kill. Lospa will walk away, but unscathed for now.
The damage is done. They now have to be worried about a Rhilech dive, so they're going to be forced back. Upset getting very low. SamD with some very nice trades, and as you'll notice, he's not sticking around the tower. He knows the threat of a dive is very real. Upset has to back away.
Don't you think? I think Varus is quickly becoming the pick of the LEC start of season.
I mean, I think it's just the pick of the world, is it not? Like, everyone realizes that no matter how things change, some things just stay the same.
Right.
Varus is just such a good lane bully.
Yeah.
The passive stacks that you get from the W, then if you use any ability, Q or E, a chunk of your HP just disappears. The range that he has feels very safe. He's a very well-rounded AD carry that is difficult to push out a lane.
I feel like lethality just feels the same, doesn't it? I mean, against all these crit AD carries, these scaling AD carries that we're seeing, it just seems like such a good option.
And also, like, one of the things for me that I guess it's very much on a personal level. Pros care less about this, but the attack speed by going full lethality always feels a little, well, awful on Varus when you're going full lethality. But now things like Dangle Pipes, like, obviously his passive contributes to that as well. Whenever he gets the kill, you get that extra attack speed. Like, I have to imagine that you don't even notice it anymore.
Yeah.
See what direction Parus ends up going with his itemization is the Hextech Alternator being completed for Poby. One step closer to that Gunblade that I'm so excited about.
Okay. Imagine if he just goes Proto Belt.
I would be very upset.
You're
if he
waiting.
Goes Proto Belt, I'd be really upset.
You're waiting for him to go Gunblade, but imagine, sure can put forward. There's no fall in yet from Poby. That burst damage he's trying to use again with that Hextech Alternator on Vladi whenever he can. You can see the trades are doing a bit of work from it. Grub's up in 15. Dragon sitting there waiting. Bot lane for NAVI is still being held under control. I will say, no one's really mentioned it, is nice not to see lane swaps. I got pretty sick of them pretty fast. You know, this like 3, 4, 5 minute swap, I mean, towards 8, towards the grubs. It's so nice not to see as you might even see a solo kill. Let's add one into that. The all-out's going to be popped. Empyros some good kiting, but that W true damage is immense. Under turret, the flip out not even needed. Maynter with first blood on his 3rd game in a row of Cassante.
Empyros holds onto the flash throughout the entirety of that skirmish, drops the ignite, but that is an easy first blood for Maynter as he solo kills Empyros in the top lane.
The reason this guy's just getting his first pick Cassante again. It's clean stuff, and now top lane in a bit of trouble as it opens up for grubs here for NAVI as well. Fnatic doing what they can to open up bot, take some Krugs and some plating. Maybe they'll transition to Dragon here, but all 3 of those grubs for NAVI now secured.
No level 6 for Parus, and level 6 for Lospa means that that dive is a very real threat. Parus needs to get a little bit more XP as he's been roaming a little bit more than what we've been seeing from Lospa. The contest, though, over this bot crab. Notice Poby's making his way down, and that's why Razork has to back away. Upset going to catch the bot wave means that he doesn't have the manpower to really fight that. And Rhilech will once again get that bot scuttle crab.
Might even turn into a dragon here at this point as well. And mid's just going to meet out, neutralize too. Teleport not up from Vladi, so he's going to have to walk back to lane with home guards, but nevertheless, waiting for that dragon to be started. Instead, it's just a bit of a brawl here from Rhilech once again. Running low on energy, gets that passive off, gets the energy back. We look back top lane again. Maynter's looking for the Pathmaker, finds it, flashes. Okay, he thought he was outside of turret range, but a bit too far. Equalizer comes down as he gets slowed on down, and Empyros saved the flash before. Now he's holding on. Electro Harpoon 1 and 2. He's in the danger zone. He's starting to overheat, getting closer and closer, but he will not commit the summoner. Didn't have enough damage, he knew it, but Maynter now down a flash.
The magic resistance on Maynter makes it very difficult for Empyros to really get something back. Like armor boots and an amp tome, it's not going to be enough to really get through this Gaining Rooken.
That's probably why, probably saved his life.
Yeah, still has the flash available to him, but that 600 gold lead for the Cassante is a scary thing to have to deal with. Level 6 now finally reached for Parus. He's already making his way onto the rest of the map as he roams up towards the top side. Maybe he's fishing for a pick. The base is going to come through. Okay, so nothing too crazy going to happen. No objective really on the map to play for. But Dragon, early grubs all secured by NAVI. Things looking fantastic once again for NAVI in the early game.
I feel like this team is just getting better with age. They're like a fine wine. I think I said that yesterday about another team. A lot of good wines in this league. And
I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Rarely do we see rookies just come onto the stage and just play with nothing but confidence. And again, I do think Naknako got the better of Maynter. It was a winning matchup for Naknako, but still, I think that the fact that Rhilech and Maynter, like Rhilech has been playing champions that no one else in the league has been playing. His first game is on a Kiana, and he's absolutely popping off.
The confidence on that man is crazy.
And then Maynter's not afraid to just go for these solo kills as well. And so it's a situation. And then you've got Poby here in the mid lane, just being Mr. Consistent.
And now Mr. All-In as well on the Vladi. Hold off for now.
Took a bit of a bad trade back, though. Vladi doing a good job, but that CS discrepancy in the mid lane, I mean...
I was going to say 10 CS there for Poby on the Akali. What a great way to start the lane here as Rhilech is now nearby, waiting for that perfect execution. Lospa has popped out the Unbreakable Wheel. Razork's nearby with a Cataclysm in tow, but maybe that's enough to send NAVI away. There's no objective down the bottom side of this map. There's no need to overforce now, as both junglers back away.
There it is, first lane quest of the game completed for Maynter up in the top lane. Working towards those Merc Treads next, so that magic resist is just going to continue to stack up. Trinity Force almost completed for Upset. As Rhilech is hovering around the bot lane, making things uncomfortable for Upset. He's going to be denied this wave. That bot side jungle is very scary.
Rhilech is caught in the middle of it. There, the ulti dodged away from flash over the wall as well. Rhilech still in a thick of trouble. Flag and Dragon now with the TP. Hang on a minute. Hang on, Poby. Tries to get over the wall. He misses the Shuriken flip. He flashes eventually. Fixes the mistake, but that's a back-to-back mistake from NAVI.
Yeah, I mean, very nice punish onto Rhilech. He's playing with the pressure that he has in bot lane. But Fnatic collapse first because Vladi is there before Poby is.
Oh, yeah.
Even though Poby commits the TP, he wanted to make sure that that Gunblade was completed before getting involved in the fight. And that meant that by the time he arrived, Rhilech had already fallen. Fnatic answer back with their first kill of the game. And at the very least, they get themselves on the board. And most importantly, that kill went over to Vladi.
Yep.
So now he's closed that gold gap that had been built between the two mid lanes.
Really mitigates, doesn't it? And SamD, meanwhile, in a 1v2, Chains of Corruption are going to come out. The Unbreakable Will. Is it up and available? It's got a couple of seconds, 5 more. The Exhaust probably saving his life. Stepping up to Lospa now, up to Upset as well. But Q flushed away from SamD, just 1v2 to Cal and some kind of Pelican.
Beautiful play from SamD as he just bullies the Fnatic bot lane off of this tower. He's been able to build up a 400 gold lead thanks to the work that he and Parus have been doing in the 2 versus 2. Remember that there was that threat of a dive. They were able to stave it off. And now they're in a fantastic position. Just the NAVI laners playing so much better than what we're seeing from Fnatic right now.
In their own right, jungle attention right now has only contributed to the jungle invades and syncing up with him. And these ganks haven't really been that fluent, have they? It's a solo kill top that started off, and yes, it was punished with the invade that Vladi got ahead of and stopped with Rhilech, but SamD now opening up bot lane, got the crash there as well, I believe, and look at the CS difference in bot. That's starting to accrue as well, Vedi, with the Youmu's, with a Caulfield's Warhammer heading towards the Manamoon. It's almost a 2-item Varus here at the 15-minute mark.
And that's the advantage of these lethality items, right? Relatively cheap compared to many of the heavy AD carry items. You can spike that much quicker, but Trinity Force being completed for Upset means that he's no slouch either. Full level behind, though, SamD. He is a full level behind him. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, coming into this year, if you told me that SamD versus Upset, SamD would be, I mean, basically a kill up in gold, and oh, hang on a minute.
Poby?
I think he's fine. He has his E as well. Just gonna flee to safety.
You got your Gunblade, by the way. We didn't get to mention it, but
yeah,
Poby Gunblade.
Yeah, I think it's such a powerful item spike specifically for Akali. You have so much kill threat. But he doesn't really have much pressure right now. It's Vladi that gets the push in bot. The vision control is really in favor of Fnatic. They start this dragon off. Rhilech has now arrived. SamD wants to push out that wave, but Upset's already rotated over. There should be a dragon for Fnatic.
But it is a collapse. TP's now initiated. Dragon in, but Fnatic not out. Great engage set up by Rhilech on the back end as well. Cataclysm comes in late, but Fnatic are in the burning pool right now. And all that from Maynter on the right side of your screen while Lospa narrowly avoids collision. NAVI come out with 2 and a double over to Sammy D.
I mean, SamD deserves the kills. He's been putting up so much work on the bot side of the map. He may as well collect it now. Fnatic walk away with the dragon, but a beautiful engage from NAVI converts into kills. It's going to get them the Herald. It's going to get them a couple more, well, an extra plate in mid as well. Everything going the way of NAVI as they accrue a 2.4k gold lead.
And it comes off the back of this setup here. On the exit, Fnatic get through.
Parus with a nice engage. Flash into charm, into knockup. The follow-up from Rhilech as well. Poby comes in from the flank, but most importantly, SamD on the flank. He is completely safe. There is no threat onto him. He's just hitting away at whatever target he can reach, and he just melts those targets on the side of Fnatic. 3 kills to 1. Not an impressive kill scoreline, but an impressive overall performance from NAVI.
Fnatic getting support, and they're going to need it. I mean, again, for Fnatic, they're really relying, it feels like, on Vladi this game. Upset is in an okay position, but in comparison, you're obviously seeing the difference there between ADs. But also, let's see what the new members of Fnatic can do. Look at the Empyros especially here in some of the fights, as he now has the Leandries, and then some. Next Dragon might be very important here for Fnatic to try and get the lead back in this game. For now, Vedi, we sit towards sides. I get to listen to you say some smart things about the game.
Well,
who knows what you're going to say?
It's a situation where, with no objectives on the map, you turn your attention to these added towers with Herald.
So
I think NAVI should use it mid lane. But you can never tell with pro teams what they do with Herald. It's easier to play for bots because top tower, I mean, that's just gone, right? Maynter's been putting so much pressure.
It is dead indeed. Turret's burning down slowly. Maynter's just waiting for it to go down. He doesn't care for now. Empyros dodges away from that Natofo strike, but the all-out comes out. The setup of the fire is down, but wait for the W. Flash away. Great flash. Now Maintenance in so much trouble. The setup, the help, Rhilech to save the day. Ain't a 1v1 anymore with Navi's jungler coming to claim.
Oh, bot lane though. Parus is going to face check.
And he's going to go to his detriment, I guess. Lospa trying to find him. Cataclysm over the wall. Quickness as well. There's no W to get him out. Bit of shielding. Poby's there. Hang on. Waiting for the flag. And Parus just trying to kite it out. Razork, gets him midway. And so does Lospa. That's a kill over to the cow.
It ends up being a trade. I see the Rift Herald gliding towards mid lane. Going to be used on that mid tower.
Behind.
I think they're going to secure this objective. So it's 2 towers for 1. And it's a trade of kills. As Fnatic find a pick onto Parus, while Navi find a pick onto Empyros. 0-3-0 scoreline for the new Fnatic top laner. He has been struggling against Maynter in this game. And really, it's only Vladi that holds a goal lead for now after picking up that bot side tower. He's going to have to step up on this Azir to be the big carry that the team needs, as things are looking dire as we continue in this game for Fnatic.
Really are. Lospa to bring it back. Rhilech is going for the deep ward. Maybe caught out in the meantime. He gets his Baylights, and Lospa just sees him in the making as well. Now, I want to say thank you to Medic for making me say Maynter, because I swear coming in, after casting him last year in EMEA Masters a few times, I said Maynter the whole year.
Yeah.
And then ever since listening to him mess it up, now I'm doing what he's doing.
Now you're self-conscious.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. I'm here.
Okay.
Maynter, easy for me to say.
That's great. When you said you're here, I'm sorry, I didn't get much faith. No offense. Like, sometimes just who you are.
Wow.
You make me nervous.
Hurtful.
You make me very nervous.
When have I ever let you down?
Sorry. Personal stuff, man. Personal. Vedius is a good friend.
Thank you.
I think.
Well, right now, Navi want to be friends with the upcoming dragon.
I would
40
love
seconds
to be friends with
until that spawns. And that gold advantage that Vladi had now disappears as Poby
8
working towards his second major item. For some reason, I build it all the time. I swear it's called Shadow Flame. Right?
It is.
Yeah, okay. But
what did you think it was called?
Just in my head, I just always like forget the name of it. I build it in every game that I play.
It's that you know, yesterday I had to look it up again, so it's not just you. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think it's because, again, you've looked at the game for so long, and because it's like a 2-3-year-old item now?
I'll tell you one thing. The one that is my genuine kryptonite, you know Talia's rocks that she puts on the ground?
Yeah, I just call them pebbles.
Yeah, those pebbles, I constantly forget if it's her W or her E.
It's a E.
And I also forget the name every time.
I can't remember the name.
Okay, it's kind of your job to know.
Threaded volley, seismic shove, Weaver's wall. What the hell
it's
is
the other one, see?
It's pebbles. Cobblestone Road.
Yeah. Yesterday I had a fumble where I just said the Talia ability because I just
Nice.
blanked. Yeah, it's my kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's the one. Anyway, Dragon. Looks like Fnatic decided not to contest this one. And I think that's a wise decision. You look at some of these items on the side of Navi, and I mean, yeah, they've got quite the wallets to back up their fighting power.
Oh, yeah.
Samdi is terrifying right now on the Varus.
What do you think he goes third? Edge of Night? You think it's an Edge of Night Varus third to stop?
Could be.
Maybe the all-in.
I feel like that he's got a lot of options. Opportunity, we've also seen a couple times.
Opportunity. And I'm also thinking that there are some new lethality items. But my brain is...
Yeah, but I don't think Varus really builds any of them. It's one of the funniest things to me about the game changing, right? It's like, because I don't know, I played like 20, 30 solo queue games.
What, yesterday?
No, just since the new patch dropped.
Okay. Wow.
And I'm just like, I never see any of the new stuff in my games, just none of it.
True. I think people in solo queue are too scared to build it because they're like, I don't know.
Well, the recommended items don't actually recommend a lot.
They don't. Rise doesn't actually get recommended actualizer as Baron.
They're just starting. They're duoing this as a Cassante.
The damage is nice. The damage is not as bad as you think it would be.
And I mean, Fnatic have no reason to think that this is happening.
Lospa's like, okay, I'm going to slowly creep up. Jungle just back. Razork went home. And Fnatic might go home early as well. 3K, 2K, Baron is gone. What a sneak from Navi.
I mean, this has been an insanely clean game from Navi. From individual lane dominance to winning out on the skirmishes. I mean, the one mistake was Rhilech contesting the enemy jungle when he shouldn't have.
Yep.
But aside from that, it's been a flawless game. They've been always going up on objectives. They've been controlling the map very well. Individual laners have just been dominating their opposition. You know, after the first 2 games, I had question marks around NAVI, but the way they're playing this one, this team is looking very clean.
Coordination's just getting better and better. It was, you know, the Rock talking in the interview, like, obviously the language gap is a bit of a barrier, but they want to have fun. When I hear a team wants to have fun, I always get hopeful. This team has got good vibes. Poby, however, steps up in a bit of danger. Empyros is just overheated. Electro Harpoon out of range. Navi still hovering with this Baron buff now between lanes. It is how they use and accelerate this Baron that interests me, Vedi. Because they're going on mid, they're going on bot. Yeah, then you start crushing in.
We've often seen that in this meta, 1 Baron usually isn't enough to end the game. It definitely can be, depending on the map state, but primarily they're used to break these tier 2 towers.
Good flash. Let's now on an ulti. Razork gets it engaged. Flagging Dragon on Parus, but he right into the chains of corruption. He's by himself isolated. Cataclysm out. All out back in. Maynter says no. Now Lospa's caught out here as well with a great re-engage from Parus. He'll be shielded up and be just fine. Vladi's in full lethal tempo mode, but Maynter's scared. Rather wants to make them scared. Fnatic lost their jungler, and it's a bit whoopsie here as that Baron now gets more use.
I mean, Maynter plays that fight perfectly. The moment that Razork goes in, flash EQ combo, and then Maynter just says, no, I'm going to turn my attention towards your entire backline. 3 members, and he draws their focus. And he says, go on, try and fight me. And then as Razork tries to get out by using the ultimate, he drags him back into his team. Beautifully played by Maynter. I feel like teams really need to start taking away this Cassante from this match.
Where is the damage? Oh my god! He's stepping up the upset. And I'm just waiting. Where's the white bit? Okay, it's gone. Now his health bar's showing. As Rhilech steps up in his own right onto Empyros in the mid lane. Razork here to help out, but his Cataclysm is down. A bit of an emote spam, and I would too. Navi are walking over Fnatic with ease. 7.2k gold lead, and it is not slowing down, however clinical and calm it may be. This is one of the best games. I think this is the best game of LEC I've seen so far.
Wow.
The macro word I got to use, and it's got to finish, Vedi.
The way in which NAVI has converted their lane lead into the map control that they have, yes, it's been very clean. And one of the notes that I had based on their Vitality series yesterday was my frustration with a couple of the LEC teams right now is that when they have clear item advantages, they don't like push Baron or push Dragon. They won't use these objectives to force their opponents into a fight knowing that they're stronger.
Yeah.
But NAVI does. And yesterday, when they forced the Baron yesterday, it was a scrappy Baron, don't get me wrong, like it wasn't cleanly executed, but just the idea of, hey, we know we're stronger, we know we should be able to win a fight, we just need to find the fight, let's go and start Baron and let's force them to come to us and let's actually get the fight that we're looking for. And again, like that 22-minute Baron was played with nothing but confidence.
Yeah.
Right? They just said, hey, we can do this, we have push across the map, we don't even need super deep vision. Like they are playing very clean and without any hesitation, and you love to see it. Very good stuff from this Navi squad, and like they are so far the biggest surprise of week 1 to me.
They are. All they need is that final step in the Nexus, and they'll be 3-0, the only 3-0 team, one of the few undefeated teams, depending on how this weekend pans out, rather. And again, it would be such an impressive start. Now, Glazing session is over. For the time being, Dragon has been taken. Parus not caught out by Razork setting up his engage, but 3 Dragons with a Hextech Soul on the horizon in 5 minutes' time. Next Baron in 2 minutes' time as well. Fnatic need a hero play. They need some kind of a miracle team fight. They need to get through this Cassante, Vedi. As you said before, who is going to do the damage? I think it has to be Vladi or nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, hang on, I can tell you right now. So Maynter, level 17. Let's have a look. He has 218 armor base, and he's got 163 magic resistance with 3,942 HP.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So I would say that he's somewhat durable.
Yeah. I was just watching Upset
and
wham into it before.
Upset has not yet completed LDR.
No. So we wait. Ulti, perfect. Onto Vladi. Parus to follow up, even more exceptional. Poby tries to get on in, and Shuriken Flip does the job. There's a perfect execution as well, and all guns blazing here for Navi. Lospa soon to go, and even over the wall he flashes away and almost drops down, but there's Sam D! The sniper from Korea enters, and Navi have done the dirty work, taking 2 more down. The base charge has begun.
Navi don't waste any time. They find a beautiful fight. They find a pick onto Vladi, one of the biggest wave clear members of Fnatic. And with that, that is the go signal. Sam D popping off as Poby.
He might be in trouble. Flush forward. Nice from Upset. Good pick with the equalizer. Finally, Fnatic gets something in this game, it feels like. But it is only one for now. Navi, disengage and retreat. They're going to look for their next fight at Baron in 25.
I mean, the good news for Fnatic is that Poby will be dead on Baron spawn. But I don't think that Fnatic have the resources to contest that Baron. We look back at this, Fnatic just trying to get some vision in their jungle. A quick collapse from Rhilech's ultimate onto Vladi. Poby patient with the E, waiting for the ulti to come through from Vladi before reconnecting. He can't quite find any executions, as the shield from the W of Razork is enough to keep him alive, but then the snipe from Sam D. Nice flash, secures that kill.
No way.
No way.
Agreed. Baron's up again. As you said, Poby needs some time to get back onto the Rift, but...
Against the TP.
TP will be there, and as you said, Fnatic don't really have the setup, the ability to start this off. They're 2 inhibitors down as well, and top inhibitor being down, which is Baron's side of the map. Such a big bonus. Such an added bit of pressure as well, so... As they look to face check, get some defensive vision, it is up to Fnatic to stop this bleeding in this game and try and find some miracle fight. A steal would be the start, I think.
Now, kind of as we expected, Samdi is doing a lot of damage from a distance.
A lot. 23k, like if you look at, you know, you guys can all see numbers. He's 12k more than Poby.
He's also finished Cyrilda's Grudge. So that is a 4-item Varus, with of course the boots.
Yep.
And like, just start the Baron. I love it. I love to see it. Put that pressure onto Fnatic. You can turn and force, and Maynter keeping the jungler out of the pit.
Like, where's the damage going to come through? Parus even not taking that much from Razork here as well. Keeping them aside those. Chain Corruption from afar. Look at the damage again. Sam D not even nearby. Razork dies mid-flag and drag. Again, those Qs are coming out, but Navi taking a bit more damage than you'd expect. Poby is in the middle of this. Sure, it can flip out. Perfect execution. Flag drag flashed on as well, and Navi need to think twice. Poby still low. The big one hits him from afar. Vladi sends Rhilech packing, and a small mistake here as Sam D gets a trade, but Fnatic look for another, and he's going to die. Mid-Zhonya's is the survival here from Empyros. No one else to follow up. Fnatic are a little bit low, otherwise maybe the Baron will be started, but
TP.
the game ain't over yet. This Maynter is coming in for the flank. Empyros is the low health target. The level 17 Cassante makes sure that Fnatic are not going to base right here.
A good fight from Fnatic that really comes off the back of the GA from Razork. By starting the Baron, yes, you do buy a lot of time, but I think their decision to turn was a mistake because Rhilech doesn't connect his ultimates. And the fact that he took a decent amount of damage from the Baron and a lot of tools were used to lock down Razork, it then meant that as the fight continued, they didn't have any resources left. So keep your eyes on what actually gets used on Razork here. So again, the bot lane and the top lane are trying to keep Razork out of the pit. They're focusing on trying to take this down. Poby coming in for the TP flank. He's a little bit far away, but there's the ultimate from Zambi. There's the ulti from Rhilech. And while they do get that kill onto Razork, there's the ulti again onto Vladi. Now Poby goes in, but he's alone. There's nothing left to follow him up. He has to immediately use his tools to escape. And now it's a retreat from Navi. So I think that they were kind of in two minds. They either needed to decide to turn to the fight, or they needed to commit to the Baron. And it feels like that they initially decided that they wanted to secure the Baron, but then halfway through turned their attention to trying to find the fight. And that indecisiveness cost them.
It's those comms issues maybe was being talked about before in the pre-game interview. But Navi, the game's not over yet.
Poby's far away.
Is indeed. Sam D on the back of the pit as well is not going to help out. This is Hex Tech Soul for Navi. They need this to cement the game and stop this potential of a comeback from springing to their mind. Slowly being done down as Vladi now joining the fight as well. As you said, Poby has to walk a long way at 3k. The fight looks to be starting off. The Dragon's going to go down and goes in Fnatic's way. The hot pot begins as well. Rhilech gets an angle on the back of the pit, but he's burning down. He's now dead. Vladi's ulti as well. Navi have been thrown to the wayside. A game ain't over in the LEC till the Nexus falls.
And just like that, Fnatic find a beautiful team fight. They've swung the entire momentum in their favor. With 2 inhibitors down, they have to quickly send Vladi back to base. But Navi's not in a position to contest this. Fnatic stand strong. They buy enough time to find a good fight. And against the odds, they're back in this game.
It was an 8.5k gold lead, now slithering down to less than 1,000 once this Baron goes down. The LEC Versus, eat your heart out if you're a NAVI fan.
Poby is just so far away, and Fnatic gets to play the front-to-back that they've been longing for. A nice engage onto two. Rhilech and Parus immediately get focused down. Razork takes a lot of damage, but that's fine, because this ulti from Vladi cuts off the backline threat, shuts down the assassins on the side of NAVI.
Grabs looks
Grabs
so
a sense
stressed.
of relief as the Baron is now secured, and this game has just been equalized.
It has indeed. 500 gold the difference. Chains of Corruption used. In NAVI, their dream of a 3-0 start to this split has now just been taken away. The game is still going to continue, but Soul has been delayed. 3.5 minutes till the next opportunity. Fnatic are now breaking down this structure mid. Poby sitting in top, so there's not going to be a contest. No fight here for NAVI, at least this time around. And gold is now just about even, with a small advantage even to Fnatic for the first time in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Maynter is definitely scary for Fnatic to deal with, but right now they haven't really been dealing with him because Poby's been struggling to have an impact in these fights, and they've just turned their attention onto Rhilech. They're just removing this Ambessa before the fight can really start. And as long as Fnatic continue to play this front-to-back style, then they're in a great position. They have a lot more consistent damage than NAVI does when your damage dealers are this Varus and Akali. Kind of, when you think about the whole spectrum, compared to Azir Corki, the ability to melt your front line is much more favorable for Fnatic as they pick themselves up another tower.
It's a shotgun, isn't it? That shotgun from Poby and Sam D. We need to see it on some big targets. In a turret defense now begins. Rhilech is on an angle, but he's being spotted out by Control Ward. In that Baylight, Equalizer comes down again, and that just zones out Sam D. Lospa takes some damage, upset as well. Still, Sam D hurts, and maybe with the follow-up from Rhilech, they can do a bit of damage, but the all-out takes, separates Razork. Meanwhile, Lospa's having a front line because Poby looking for an angle, so is Parus. Re-engagement, Razork is out on the wing. Empyros at half HP, Poby flashes forward. Shuriken Flip has connected, out of the stasis, he will follow, no! Out of a cooldown as well as Razork, not down, but Maynter flashes forward to finish it off. Empyros is now down, Hexgate taken, this fight ain't over yet.
NAVI fighting back as Upset looks for
Poby,
Poby.
One auto took him out. Upset with another auto. Flushed away from Sandy from the hail of arrows. Again, that Q onto Razork. Not as much damage as before. Razork still up with the GA, but a close fight in the end.
Oh my goodness, I feel like the Collector did some work there for Upset. He found a couple last hits, ended up securing 2 kills at the back end. Poby just melts, doesn't even use the Zhonya's. Rhilech was really the hero to start this fight off as he finds that ulti onto Vladi. Parus waiting for the engage, holds on, the turret falls, there's the ulti that comes from Rhilech. The immediate follow-up, Lospa gets caught up too. Vladi's able to get his ultimate off, so at the very least they trade 1-for-1 initially, and then it's just full retreat for Fnatic. The mobility was enough to allow them to disengage. Once the E connects from Poby, you're thinking, oh, when that Zhonya's wears off, he can actually use the E to follow up and get that kill, but Empyros still has the flash. Maynter has to commit his flash as well. And now NAVI want a little bit more. They want to try and fish for more, but Upset, playing with nothing but confidence, one-shots Poby, turns his attention to Parus, does the same thing there, has to flash himself. And now we've devolved into a scrap. Soul, 40 seconds away for NAVI. They will make their way towards the Dragon. Empyros pushing out that top wave. Rhilech going to go back to base, see if he can complete an item. Not quite just yet. We'll pick up that last Whisper component as Fnatic get the push in mid.
There is some vision in River as well. It's going to scry out to see Sam D. Fnatic run down mid with the inside track. Inner turret is going to be dropping down here, there's no doubt. It's just about what NAVI can get off the back end of it as well. One plate left standing with Vladi damage on turrets alongside Upset. Easy work done. 3,000 gold lead just to show you where this game's at now. 10 seconds till the Dragon Betty. Upset a little bit low alongside Vladi. Worth considering if that makes a difference in this upcoming fight.
Poke coming through from Sam D. Parus on the flank. Ultimate used, but he doesn't actually connect onto anyone. Parus.
Oh, but they also use Vladi's ulti. Vladi's ulti onto a Rakan. He's now out for now. Razork's also separated, but Sam D is in the hot pot once again. Melting slowly as Parus the first to go. And Sam D dealing with Razork ain't what you wanted. Or Maynter now separated as well. It looked like a good start, but Fnatic just took apart the pieces. Ulti from Rhilech. He tried to find a way back in himself. He's going to flash on Upset, but get one shot. A full-blown ace, and in very Fnatic fashion, they have taken back this game.
In unbelievable fashion, Fnatic fight their way back into the game off of a single NAVI mistake around Baron. they will get a clean ace onto NAVI, and they'll look to get their second win of the first week of LEC.
In very impressive fashion, NAVI has this game in the palm of their hands, and you're right, it was one single mistake. The Fnatic now shut their mouth. They're going to end the first week of LEC Versus 2-1 and recover from their loss against SK. Well done to Fnatic to fight back.